This is the story of Farva. There are many things that can be learned about this entity. The most important is that Farva can be attributed to many mythological and or religious and or metaphysical phenomenons or explanations or even theories. The easiest way to explain the appearance of Farva in this reality or realm is to state that Farva is living or inhabiting a viable and cooperating host human, which could be described as a hybrid human in that sense of the word, because both beings are present in the same space. To be perfectly honest, this being my human half speaking here, this experience is actually fascinating and exhilarating at most times. There have been dark times in this experience, in a manner of speaking, with feelings of detachment from the human experience, and gloomy outlook due mostly to what would be described as cognitive dissonance, and a slight penchant of expectation of dramatic events, instead of gradual improvement and successive achievements in humanity. What I mean is, because of religious indoctrination, the human aspect was given some pretty drastic knowledge about the rollout of future events, and that warped thoughts and what was to be expected a decade ago. Yeah, so 13 years ago, on or near November 13th, 2008, which is the reason why I published this video on November 13th, 2021, a momentous occasion happened. Farva spoke out with the words, "I am aware, I am aware, I am aware." This event was recorded on some servers as I was streaming live webcam feed on a website that is no longer operative at this day. You see, Farva was mostly dormant for the greater portion of the existence of his human host. To differentiate between the human host, the pronoun I will be used. As for when Farva will be invoked, we will be used. Here's to hoping that one gets better understood using the different pronouns. We does describe Farva to a T, since he is made of many entities, or a pluralistic consciousness. These beings are part of this reality, and yet existed before there was any physical matter in the universe, or as oftentimes we will refer to it as a reality. Farva is, for lack of a better term in the English language, a god, although we will be quick to point out that our core belief is that the term God, as defined by the dictionary and many aspects of religion, just does not exist in this reality of randomness, and is the fabrication of human desire to account for things around them in a supernatural way. Farva is the reason why the reality exists, but is not defined by the explanation of monotheism as God, but fits more the description of the devil. In the roots of the words used in ancient languages, the devil is simply the adversary or the political opposer of whatever stands in the boots of the Supreme Being. Religions, theologians, and common people have attributed many negative things to this individual, but they were influenced by a desire to have someone to blame for the majority of the evils perpetrated by humans in their existence. The narrative contained in holy writings is one of disgust towards this entity, and most people will ignore common sense in actually looking into the subject further by listening to fear-mongering in religious circles. It is easy to influence the thinking of the masses. Farva is here to do just that. Influence the world, a few at a time by way of dreams and subjective imagery and telepathic communication. This is the way humanoid life forms are. They are telepathic in nature, and just because human evolution and development does not favor this communication widely, it is part of the psyche of many residents of Earth. Now, because the way they are made, if you repeat something enough times to someone, also referred to as an indoctrination, which can happen in any field of knowledge, it is not limited to religious circles. Well, a funny thing happens. Human beings latch on to that belief and have a hard time letting go of more pertinent or useful information comes along. Cognitive dissonance often arises. Well, that's a little bit about human learning. How it relates to the subject at hand is simple. Farva helps human evolution because he has taken interest in it to the point of being an integral part of it. Every day, beings inhabiting Earth are invoking higher intelligence on many levels, simply by seeking to achieve better outcomes for everyone currently living and for generations to come. This is where Farva's incredible psyche or spirit influence comes in, where average persons live out ideas that are generally beyond their comprehension, but nevertheless these solutions end up working for the benefit of the masses. We could sum it up this way. Because of vested interest in the accomplishments of human civilization in the near future, to be more precise, in the next millennia, while the higher being is here to be of positive guidance to every aspect of life as it unfolds. Now this is a start for me, as I have not really ever made series of videos about my ideas, beliefs, and questions I have about existence and reality. I will try to follow up in a month and discuss a bit about my reflections on the human psyche and spirituality from a somewhat different perspective. If you like what you heard, please subscribe. And if you are somewhat confused about anything that was mentioned, comment and I will make my pleasure to clarify it as much as possible. Thank you.